I want to go back to meeting in person. This is frustrating every time.
Okay.
Just me.
Stand behind Mike Johnson, and that they will provide support and practices.
Okay, we are live. Webinar is live and also on YouTube live. So we have another minute. So, but
Okay.
Of course. Continue against this judge. We think he's so conflicted. He's a conflicted judge, as you know, very real.
All right, let's see.
And he's facing a possible contempt for this gag order that the judge put on the file.
so
Okay, Amanda's on.
yeah, Amanda's good. All right, good,
All right,
good.
so Tommy, okay, so
certainly competent campaign use the importance of the opportunity to go ahead and campaign even as
So,
I don't know who's on.
Tom, I think we hear your phone. Are you talking to somebody?
No, I'm on.
No,
on.
but with some voice in the background. Okay.
That's not me. There's a ton of noise. Yeah, that's all I hear.
Okay.
All
Oh,
right,
look.
Bill's here.
And
All
Bill,
right.
too.
which has been a narrative we've heard.
Somebody's got a
I think it's Glenna.
Glenna.
Yeah, Glenn,
Glenn.
I think it's you. You
Do
got to
have,
mute.
do you have a TV or radio on?
Okay, she's on mute now. She muted
Muted.
herself.
Okay, fine. Okay. It's 7 o'clock. With that, I will call the CPC meeting of April 16th to order. First item on the agenda, Dan, the roll call, please.
You got it. Sean is not here. Amanda, I see you.
Amanda's on.
You're there, Amanda, right? And Loretta,
And I'm here.
yes, you're there. Bob, yeah.
Sorry, I'm here.
Yes.
Okay, great. And Bill, you're here. I was there a second ago. Tom,
Present.
thank you. I'm here. Erica,
I'm here.
all right. And then and Justin,
Present.
great. So we got 8 out of 9. We got quorum, so we're good to go.
Okay. The next on the agenda is the minutes of the March 19th meeting. Julie sent them all out. I trust everyone has read them. If they have, I'd look for a motion.
Motion to approve the March
we have a-
minutes
We have a motion to approve on the floor as presented.
as presented. Yeah, I had.
I'll second the motion.
Okay, seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it.
And I'm
Hey,
abstaining.
Justin, I'll recuse myself on that.
Who is that?
Tom recused
Tommy and Dan are recused.
Okay.
I am too.
Yep.
Oh, you Sean, you just
Oh,
jumped
Sean, you're
in.
on.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, let me rename your thing here.
I did not recuse.
Oh, you're, I'm sorry, it was
Just-
Sean. I apologize.
Just Sean. Okay, so Sean is abstaining.
Okay, whatever.
Sorry,
Whatever, yeah.
Did not vote.
Right, exactly, yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
all right.
Go.
Next on the agenda is new business, public meeting, the Payne Estate for design services application. I see Jimmy is on. You're gonna do, and Jamie Stevens. Jimmy, who's gonna be doing you will do the present, okay. Jimmy Lacrosse from the planning department of the city of Waltham will do the presentation of the Payne Estate Design Services. Go ahead, Jim, it's yours.
All right. Good evening, everyone. Thanks for having us. Again, my name is Jimmy Lacrosse. I'm from the planning department. With me tonight is also Jamie Stevens. She's a new curator up at the Payne Estate. I'm just going to give you a quick overview of what we're seeking tonight in terms of the money for funding for design services, kind of the next scope in the phase 3 of this multi-phase reconstruction of the historical Payne Estate for the preservation. We are looking to essentially do design services for researching and replacing approximately 20 feet by 40 feet of the brick patio that's located outside, right underneath the south porch. We have to do some research so that we can provide some documentation for the upstairs chimney and the fireplace and hearth that has some structural damage we believe to exist. So we're going to do some investigation with a structural engineer as part of this service to look to repair that. We want to review prior documents that we had come before you a few years back, and we've already done the design for the roof. We did not forego the roof during the construction because the construction occurred during COVID, and so prices for roofing back then on materials was through the roof, no pun intended. But we had a contractor that escalated their price so high that we decided to not forego the work, and so that money was or is in the process of actually being returned to you guys. And so we already have that design done. So it's just a matter of working with the architect that we had used prior to use those drawings. So that's the third repair that we're looking to focus on. We have to provide a schedule to prep, repair, and repaint certain areas of the building. We identified those in the application in terms of kind of the focuses for that. We have to remove and install a new boiler. There's been a lot of issues over this past winter and winters in the, this past winter in particular, and previous winters for heating issues. And we also are going to potentially look to install a new generator on the property. So all that has been compiled into this next phase 3 for design services. We work with the purchasing agent to procure this. So she worked in terms of whether or not we need to go to DSB. This is not a DSB requirement, given the fact that we don't foresee this going over 30,000. We're coming before you tonight for the 50. Should things come up in the design services on a structural level, but because the roof work was already done in the design phase and we're ready for that in construction, the price that we have right now is $21,900. And so Jamie's here if anyone has any more specific questions about the Payne estate and all the work that we're looking to repair. I can answer any additional questions from the city side, processes and stuff.
I have a quick question. On the brick patio, are you still allowing people to use it?
I believe so. I'm actually going to a wedding there in 2 weeks. So from what I understand, it is being used.
Okay, I pointed it out to the mayor 2 years ago. Okay, and she
Did
told you, I mean, it's just a case where it needs an ASAP. I guess I don't have to tell you, or you'll find out.
I actually don't think, because it's been cold out, I don't know that Marcia has actually had people outside yet. You'll probably, this wedding that Jimmy's going to go to, you'll see it might be the first time that she does, because there hasn't been, it's been cold in winter and she doesn't have that. So people who come outside with their dogs and people that are there are obviously walking across it, but I actually don't think that she's had any events out there in this year so far.
That should, just to let you know, that should be number one.
Oh, I know. In the difficulty with that is it's exterior. So
I know.
We actually, we might have to go as far as the Mass Historic for that. Even with us replacing it in kind, we have to confirm with them that we're going to replicate exactly what is there, the pattern that is there, and the size brick that's there. So that's something I'd like to do with John Million from the Building Maintenance Department this week, but it has to go through this process of getting.
John's going through that process with Felton Street and Regal Farm too. So you may be able to do it. That's just an aside. Anyone on the committee have a question? Stan.
Yeah, it sounds like a lot of things being looked at, and that 21,000 for design, working on design services for those will create, design services to make to the point where you actually have
a set of construction drawings to go to bid.
Okay, so that sounds like getting a lot things designed for 21,000.
Again, one of the big chunks of this next phase is the roof. And so we already have all those plans and specifications.
Right.
That was done by the prior architect. He retired. Red Hawk Studio, his name's Carl Packard. He had been up there for a lot of years working with the prior curators. So we have all those drawings. And so that's a big chunk of this that we don't even have to go through the design portion.
Right, okay.
But the goal is to really focus again on that chimney, the painting, and then the outdoor patio. The boiler is pretty turnkey. It's just working with John Million on that as well.
And that's also this money to replace it.
So this money is to come up with the design that will then all have in a set of construction documents that will then go to bid, and then we'll come back for construction money. So this is just for design money for right now.
So including designing a new boiler.
Putting it in the drawings and having it there. Yes, this is not getting us a new boiler right now. Yeah.
Just wondering. Thanks.
Sorry for the confusion.
No worries.
Any other questions? Okay.
Yeah, Justin, I have a question.
Go ahead.
Jimmy, how much money is being remitted back to us from the project that didn't get done in 21?
No, so it wasn't the architect that didn't do it. Was the roofing contractor. He was a file sub bid. So that work did not get completed, and that was approximately 100. I don't know if Julie Tools on. I think it's 150. We're returning
156,000, I believe.
6,000.
Excellent. Okay, great. Thank you.
Anyone else? Okay, just to let everybody know, Morty, and actually this, Sean, you could type in, Morty Isaacson has sent a letter of support for this project. I do have, I guess, who will be following up on this thing? You, the planning department, the building department, and his historical commission?
Planning will lead it with Jamie.
Yeah.
And John Million, who
Well,
fortunate enough is in my office, will work with us on anything that we need as we get down to the building permit stuff, when we get into the construction aspect of it. But we'll run this the way we ran the last design and construction, where the planning department just ran the construction of the phase 2. And we'll help Jamie too. Jamie will be involved.
And will Jamie be on site? But
Right.
Will Million be involved? The building department be involved or not?
Yeah, when I need him, he'll be involved too.
Okay, all right.
Absolutely.
Any other questions? Bill Doyle, do you have your hand up?
No, just resting my head.
Okay. Having no other questions, I would look for a motion.
Oh, hold on a second. Just reporting that there are no attendees in the webinar, so nobody.
Well, actually, there are. There are attendees. So I should ask: is there any questions or suggestions from the attendees in the?
I'm sorry, Justin. That's what I was saying. There's 0 people.
Oh, okay. All right. I apologize.
Okay. No worries. Yeah.
Then I look for a motion.
I move that we approve the request of the Payne Estate to fund their design study for 50,000.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
Oh, that's Bill Doyle.
Bill. Okay.
Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. You're all set. Jimmy, you know the story.
Yep.
Okay, all right. You'll go before the long-term debt committee.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
2 weeks, I think. All right, thank you.
All right. Thank you, everyone.
Tell your father congratulations.
Oh, I will. I will. Thank you. Take care, everyone.
Okay, next on the agenda, opportunities for inclusion. We have a crowd from them. Okay. Let's see. They are looking for $1,627,680. I guess the distinguished executive director should probably give this. You want to unmute yourself, Gabe?
Sure. So we have as you can see, we have a few folks from our organization, Joanne Raymond. We also have our very amazing project person, Melissa, and we have Sean Keefe, who is also representing us in a lot of situations, and he has been very involved with this project. What I'm going to do is to give a general perspective. Most of you know the organization, but I want to just give some backdrop, and then I'm going to ask Sean, who we work together to put some details together. He will present those details in specific for the committee, and we'll proceed. So with that said, as you all know, we are an organization that have been in Waltham since 1956. Our story is well known throughout the city of Waltham. We were established by a group of concerned parents during those days where people were normally institutionalized in big institutions where, people were not really focused and the level of care was not always what they expected. A group of parents decided to put opportunities, or GWOC at the time, together to really do something different in the city of Waltham. It is upon those foundations that we were established. We have different services. We have an employment service that we give where we even work with Waltham Public School Systems, where we have a staff established in Waltham Public School System that helps with transition for people with disability. So they will come to us, get training, and we actually hire some of these people at the universities. So we have a broad relationship with Brandeis, Bentley, where we have people that work in their dish room and on their building their grounds. This gives them a sense of dignity and a sense of belonging to the community. Our day services bring people in where we give them different trainings. We help them to rehabilitate, learn some life skills and so forth. Very innovative. We actually purchased a laundromat. Some of you that are very familiar with Moody Street, we have a laundromat that we own called Sparkle Brights at the corner of Moody and Chestnut. And the reason behind that was, once again, to give our people an opportunity, an outlet to learn some skills and interface with the community. So this has been our legacy, and we've continued to do so. One of the missing elements of what we do as an organization was putting people on this continuum where we literally have people that have been with us for 30 years and more, even staff that have been there for over 30 plus years. So there's a level of dedication, and we wanted to take this to another level. And that level was, as our participant age, housing has become an issue. So we wanted to get into the affordable housing space and provide housing for people with intellectual and developmental disabilities. So it's against this backdrop that we come to you once again. This group, this august body, was very generous in helping us with our first major residential program. I'm pleased to report that we are about 85% completed with that project. The state has identified 5 individuals that they have identified to move into this house upon completion. I know for a fact that one of them is a Waltham resident, which is great, and it's someone that comes from our program, and she's wheelchair bound. So what we're doing here is really advocating for people that in most cases cannot do it for themselves. And this is history we are making. We've never done this in our almost 6 decades of existence to really go down this road as an organization. So again, we come to you and we are grateful for you giving us this audience to present to you another opportunity in the great city of Waltham on 15 Fifth Avenue. So with that said, I'll pass it over to Sean, who will give you the detail of our acts and how we intend to proceed, because this is a 2-phase request, but this is the first phase of acquiring this property, and phase 2 will be the full development of it. So with that said, I will turn it over to Sean to elaborate further. Thank you.
Welcome, Sean.
Thank you, Gabe. Thank you, Mr. Chairman, members of the commission. Gabe, as always, when talking about the organization, can say it better than anyone else. So happy to let him lead with that part. With regard to the petition before you, Gabe referenced this is the second residential development that OFI will be pursuing. Last November, we were before you for 46 Chestnut Street. That was the property that was being referenced that's nearing completion. This evening, we're here for 15 Fisk Avenue. which similar to Chestnut Street is another very unique property and opportunities for inclusion to develop a new 5-bedroom group home. 15 Fisk Avenue is located between the intersections of Fisk Ave and Weston Street and Fisk Ave and Winthrop Street, and presently has a brick church building located there on one of the lots. It's being referred to as 15 Fisk Avenue. If you do look at city records, it's 15 and 21 Fisk Avenue. The 21 lot currently contains a detached garage and driveway associated with it, but the church building is on the 15 Fisk Avenue lot. According to the records of the building department, the Korean Hope Church of Boston obtained permission from the ZBA in 1998 to convert the church to a single-family residence. So since that time, over 25 years, it has been used as a single-family residence. Similar to 46 Chestnut Street, the long-term plan here is that the existing church building will remain, and an addition consisting of the 5 fully accessible bedrooms, associated bathrooms would be constructed. So it's also unique in like they found at 46 Chestnut. It's a larger lot. There's 18,375 square feet in total. So it gives them enough room to keep the great structure, both interior and exterior, that's there, including ample space at the ground level that can be used for recreation space, and build off of that with the residential needs, just like they did at the location we've referenced at 46 Chestnut a couple times. So Gabe's highlighted the clientele that this will serve and the mission that OFI is trying to fulfill. So I won't go into that anymore. With regards to our application before you, as Gabe referenced, this is phase 1 of what we hope to be a 2-phase process. This first phase in the petition before you is with regard to a request for $1,627,860. That's representing a purchase price of $1.5 million, as well as associated soft costs with the acquisition, and initial design costs for OFI's consultants to begin drafting plans for the eventual refitting of the existing structure and addition that I just referenced that would be before you in detail as part of a phase 2 application. With regard to the materials before you this evening, we did submit an acquisition budget outlining those costs. There's also a copy of the executed purchase and sale agreement. I can say as to that agreement, it was negotiated a couple of weeks ago, and it is contingent upon OFI appearing before the commission for this request tonight. There are some timing concerns with this petition that are certainly time sensitive, which we can discuss in further detail if needed. We also supplemented the application earlier today with a copy of the property appraisal we had conducted, and which just became available earlier today. But in short, pages 2 and 4 of the appraisal contain a half dozen comparable sales, and in the appraiser's opinion, the property is worth at least the $1.5 million that OFI is offering. But there's also a number of photos of the site, both the interior and exterior of the existing structure within that appraisal. As far as addressing community needs, just as this is specifically asked in the presentation, in the application, even though Gabe touched on this, this proposal would provide 5 affordable housing units for developmentally disabled individuals, some of the most vulnerable members of our society, and 5 affordable units to the city's housing stock. And opportunities for inclusion would continue to own and manage this property upon its completion. So, Mr. Chairman, with that, that is the nature of the request before you. I would just lastly note, I don't know if they were going to be read into the record or otherwise acknowledged, but there were some letters of support from Ward 7 Councilor, the Ward Councilor Paul Katz, Ward 3 Councilor Bill Hanley, Ward 6 Councilor Sean Durkee, Robert Waters, the Waltham Housing and Community Development Director, and Mark Johnson, the Chair of Waltham Disability Services Committee. Again, that's Gabe introduced everyone before, but if there's any questions that anyone may have, we're happy to answer any of those at this time.
Thank you very much, Sean. Just for the committee's info. The letters were submitted with the application. I hope everybody got them. I hope. I don't know if Bill Hanley's was in there, but I think the other ones were.
I did not see, this is Tommy, I did not see Bill Hanley's, but I did see the others. Well,
Yeah,
I did not see Council.
Harris is, matter of fact, Harris and Hanley may have been missing.
Yeah,
However,
I did.
go ahead,
Yep.
Tom.
Yep.
Okay. But the other letters are there, and Bob Waters from the housing executive director is wrote a letter, and Mark Johnson from Waltham Housing, which that shows the support from the city and another housing agency. So this is a population that has been underserved forever. So I'm thrilled to see the application. Any questions from the committee? Dan? No?
Yeah. So I read through the appraisal, and the appraiser says in there that didn't do an inspection. So, I mean, the pictures look like it's in really great shape, but that's only pictures. What's the scoop odds do as far as having an actual inspection level type thing done?
John,
Yeah, so I mean, go ahead, Justin, I'm sorry.
No, you want to answer that, or is it in the PNS, I would think?
It is in the PNS, which is part of the application, and part of this is.
Oh, I missed it. Oh, it's in there. Oh,
it was a basically as is, but we were allowed to do an appraisal because it was part of what this commission would be considering.
well, oh, okay. No, as is understood in the PNS, I understand that as a legal term, but was there actually an inspection done other than an appraisal?
Not that I'm aware of. I mean,
Okay.
I don't, Gabe, if you can speak.
No, we did not do an actual inspection. One of the things that we have done is to get some of our professional in the building. And these are folks that are usually responsible for our designs and structural designs and so forth. The feedback that I've gotten from our engineers or architectural design is that this is a very solid structure. But no, we did not do an official inspection. So some of the things that we wanted to make sure was if you guys see our application, we very much focus on making sure that we give you as many data as possible in a short period of time. But that is something that, we are always willing to respect whatever this committee recommends. So we're always open to those recommendations, but those from a structural perspective, our architect has looked at it and they've given us positive feedback about this property.
Yeah, I think the clarification is there's not a home inspection report, but we were able to get our professionals into the building. And similar to 46 Chestnut Street, there's going to be a lot of, even within the existing structure, there's going to be a lot of refitting to make it accessible. And the living space, again, is going to be new construction, fully ADA, designed and compliant.
Because a lot of what's there. Oh, Melissa, please go ahead. Our project.
So we do have plans to have a phase 1 lead and asbestos testing and a home inspection completed, but we were in a holding pattern with that because since the PNS is as is, it's more just for our information. So we kind of wanted to check the temperature of, the process, and then we have everybody teed up ready to go. It's just a timing thing, but what we are planning on having those things done just as our own due diligence, checking the box, making sure we know what's what. And that's included on that budget. I believe there should be an environmental engineer, home inspection. Those are line items.
That is a line item.
Thank you, Melissa.
You're welcome.
Any other questions? Erica has first. Go ahead, Erica.
Do you all expect to come back to us for design funding for the architecture, or is that separate I know it said that that you would be expecting to come back for some construction funding, but is design wrapped into that, or is that a separate line item?
Yeah, no, some of that's baked into this acquisition budget that we included. And no, the intent would be the phase 2 would be, excuse me, similar to 46 Chestnut. It would be the bidded out, construction work.
Okay, thank you.
Dan?
Yeah, how did you come up with building out 5 units? Is that due to space or the concept, or?
So 5 unit is the normal regulatory requirement. We're also going to be dealing with DDS, the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, and that's a requirement that they have usually when you're doing a residential program. The standard requirement is to at least have room for 5 bedrooms, which is the maximum that they require, with of course recreational spaces and all that.
The maximum or minimum?
That's the max now that I've seen. Unless with special requests, they have done some other creative things. But since we're getting new to this, we like to go for the standard requirement that they want from us.
So it sounds like, if I hear you correctly, you couldn't do 6 because it wouldn't get passed.
6 bedrooms. 5 is the maximum to be considered a single family residence.
Exactly. Anything above that.
6 and above,
okay.
It triggers a different code and then zoning and all
zoning
of that.
And everything.
So.
Okay.
Requirements changes. It becomes more complicated.
Very good. Thank you.
Any other questions? And DDS is approved, already approved your application in our application. I see.
Yeah,
DDS
there's a letter in there from them indicating that OFI is approved for adult residential long-term care facility, long-term facilities.
Okay. Any other questions? Bob LeBlanc.
Yeah, so on the zoning subject, so the 5 bedrooms, that's in compliance with the existing zoning?
So this question came up for 46 Chestnut Street too, and what this 5-bedroom group home that's being referenced is, it's actually a use under the state building code that it basically trumps local zoning. A 5-bedroom group home that meets all the build definitions under the building code is an allowed use. This was already reviewed and determined with the building department as to 46 Chestnut Street. This would be the same use. I mean, there would still be dimensional requirements we're going to have to comply with for any addition we propose, and at this time, that's why we haven't done the design yet. But the intent, as it says in the application, the intent is we would comply with zoning as we did over at 46 Chestnut Street. So there wouldn't hopefully need to be any variances under the Dover Amendment for a relief under the Dover Amendment for any dimensional aspects, but it's classified as a single family use under the state building code.
So there's a big side lot there. There is a detached garage. Are you looking at just working within the main the existing footprint of the building for the 5 bedrooms?
Yeah. So Bob, good question. The way, because it's a church, when you walk in there, it's a very narrow space. This is what we're talking about in phase 2. We want to make sure that we are not disruptive when we do these things. So for example, the same approach with 46 Chestnut, because of the historical component, we decided not to touch the front, except gutted the whole building to make sure the interior is brand new. Similar situation. We do not want to destabilize or be too disruptive to the community by tearing anything down. So that just from our preliminary conversation with our architect, we're looking to open one side of that, which will be brand new addition for the 5 bedroom. Is our approach now. That's what we're thinking, and that's something that will be presented to you in more detail in phase 2. But that's our thought process now. And then Bob, we also talk about the big building next door. We're not focusing on that. We're focusing on that main building and doing our design. What we try to do, and even talking with Mayor McCarthy, to say, when you guys do these things, please think about recreation for these folks. So that whole property presents a great opportunity for us to do something from a recreational perspective. Whether it's a gaming room, a place that they can leave and go outside and do some leisure activities and so forth. We try to make it as similar as we can when we have opportunities where people can go and work out. Like in our building, 56 Chestnut, we have a gym, which is so critical to a lot of these people, else they will sit there, become couch potatoes, become very unhealthy. So we're trying to change the narrative, and this property allows for many opportunities as we explore this in phase 2.
Okay, I don't mean to get ahead, you know.
Sure, no, this is good because you're doing the right thing, because that's what we're thinking.
Yeah.
About as well.
So right now the plan is to just work within the confines of the existing structure?
Correct.
Oh, okay. Okay, thank you.
Any other questions? This is too easy, folks.
Well, they're proven quantities.
Okay, all right, with that, if I don't, any other questions, then I would look for a motion.
Just reporting again, there are still 0 attendees in the webinar, so
okay,
you can go ahead. I just want to let you know. Okay, I know. I just wanted to confirm.
I appreciate that. All right, do I hear a motion?
I will move that we fund the project at 15 Fisk Street or Fisk Avenue. Avenue for 1 point. Are we funding what they're requesting? 1.627.
Well, actually, let me go over the figures quickly.
Okay.
The total project is $1,702,860. The OFI is going to be putting in $75,000, leaving an ask from the CPC in the city of $1,627,860. And it would be for the $1,627,860 is what we would be recommending to the council.
So moved.
Do I hear a second? Okay, Loretta is muted, but she put her hand up. So we have a second.
Sorry, I second it.
Okay, any discussion? Seeing no discussion, all in favor, say aye.
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 Any opposed?
Aye.
No opposed? The ayes have it. Thank you, Sean and Joanne. I never recognized you and I apologize. Nice meeting you, Melissa. And what's the guy, what's the other guy there? The guy who got a haircut like me. All right. So congratulations. Thank you very much. And you know you're going to go before the long-term.
Yes.
Okay.
All
right. Thank
you very much, everyone.
We have a little more business and
Thank
we're
you.
done. This meeting.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chairman, everyone, committee members. Thank you so much for your kind consideration.
You what?
For your kind consideration,
Oh,
sir.
I thought you said you were nervous.
Yeah, I was that too. Of course, I'm always nervous when I'm in front of you, Justin.
Yeah, okay.
All right.
Thanks again.
Thank you, guys. Have a good evening.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay, the next on the budget is the FY 2025 budget. Again, this was sent out by Julie. There is a change actually in the budget from last year, and we actually have decreased it by almost $2,000. And I asked Julie why. And it came down to last year, we increased it for $5,000 for a laptop computer. So the budget is $177,859. So I would like a motion to approve the budget as presented.
I'll make that motion.
So moved.
Okay, a second for Bill. Okay, motion made by Bob LeBlanc, seconded by Bill Doyle.
Yeah, I see the last year's budget or expenditure report, but I just want to double check budget and project report. I got all these reports. Oh, I see yes, there's a file. Oh, Yes. Okay, got it. Thank you.
Okay, so, all in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed? The ayes have it. Okay, moving right along. Old business, I don't have any. I do have, the balances. Open space, we have $2,267,189.66. Historic, we have $468,032.20. Nothing in housing that will be paid for by the undesignated. And then we have in the undesignated, we have $9,037,371.44, giving us a total of $11,772,596.40. That's just an FYI. And the next meeting will be May 14th. It's a public input meeting. Mr. Creonti would like to meet in person. I'm not sure what the committee's feeling is, so I will put it out to the committee. Not everybody at once.
I'm not gonna be here.
Oh, Canada.
I personally like the Zooms myself, so I'm good with this.
As am I.
It does make it easier for me to attend, but I can, I can come if it's in person.
I'm with Erica. Sam, it's easier to attend, but I can make myself available in person.
Yeah, either way for me, it doesn't matter.
There are definitely times where I might have another meeting for work on a Tuesday. It doesn't happen that often, but I can sometimes make both because I'm Zooming into this one. Whereas if I had to come in person, I couldn't. So.
Okay, that doesn't solve our problem.
No, everybody wants to be nice.
What?
Straw poll. All in favor of meeting in person, next meeting on the 14th, raise their hand. All those wanting to stay on Zoom, raise their hand.
I'm raising my hand.
Did somebody count that? Because it seemed like it was unanimous to.
Yeah.
Did Tom disappear? We lost Tom.
I just brought, I'm on the, actually, Tom somehow can't communicate, but anyway.
We know his vote.
We know his vote. He wants to be in person.
He was muted, that's why.
So, okay, which, in the chair abstains.
So, yeah, there was basically, it was Bob and Tom were for in person and everybody else for Zoom.
Did you hear that?
I voted for in person, but I'm not gonna be here.
Okay.
Oh, okay. All right.
Okay.
So
let me get
that was a straw poll done by a member. What does the chairman say?
That's fine. It is. We'll stay Zoom. That's fine. And Tom said it was fine. I don't know. Somehow he got disconnected. So, okay. So the next is the public input, and that's next May 14th. Any issues? Julie, do you have anything? You there? Yeah, there you are.
No, I'm good.
Do you have anything you need attended to? Nope.
Nope. Just Dan, can you specify that opportunities for inclusion will come out of the undesignated account, please?
Sure. Yeah, I usually always say first from the fund that makes sense, and then the rest from the other one. But that one we know there's no amounts, so I can definitely do directly to that. There was one thing I wanted to bring up. First, I'm very glad for Julie's work on making the application one way. Is that been loaded up into our Fine Cities website yet?
In 2 requests, but the woman Abby Ald, who usually does it, is on maternity leave.
Yeah.
So I don't know if anybody else in IT knows how to do it because it hasn't been done. Where she would have done it the day I asked.
Right.
So
Okay.
she should be back in a couple of weeks, I think. She's been out since early February.
So do you have so there's now though an official PDF, fillable PDF that's ready
Yes.
to go?
Correct.
IT was able to help me with that part.
Great.
Just the
Can you,
uploading hasn't happened yet.
send one over to me so I can see it?
Sure.
I mean, I remember the draft that you or had for the thing, but I'd like to
Right.
find.
I can send it to you. Sure.
Thank you very much.
Okay, no questions, suggestions, or comments? Then I would look for a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Motion to
Okay,
adjourn. Oh,
Do I hear a second? Dan seconded.
Sure, I
All
second
in
it.
favor, say aye.
Aye. Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Thank you all, folks, very
Good job,
much.
guys.
Appreciate
job.
your time and your work.
Good night.
Have a
Thank
great
you.
night.
Julie? Oh.
Yes.
As far as the, what was it about the, yeah, about the budget. So I'll just say in the motion, just, see attached document, right?
Sure. That'd be perfect. Great.
Okay.
Thanks. And I'll send you the application now. I'll email that to you.
No rush, whatever. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Thanks. Good night.
Bye.
Bye, Bob.